We saw a young woman trying to make a surprise, but she who is surprised, and the woman questions who she would be and why she was dressed like that inside her boyfriend's house. In turn, the young woman asks her who would she be and why to be at her boyfriend's house. The woman replies that the young woman was an intruder, and just when she would insult her, the young woman says to be careful with her words because it was nothing she was thinking, explaining that he was the man's boyfriend and has been 3 months together, so seeking the cell phone to prove. The woman refuses, saying that he who would be her boyfriend because they were together 6 months and over was asked to marry her. The young woman is surprised, questioning that the boyfriend was with both at the same time. The woman replies that he would pay for everything. We saw the man with another mistress, and as soon as the two of them go out of the house they realize it and turn protrusion inwards. The man then enters and gets smart so that no one has to relate to have seen entering with another woman. Inside the house, the young woman questions what he was doing because he was with another outside. The woman says she would think about what they would do while the young woman is anxious. The woman says she had an idea, and then the two go into the bathroom to hide. The couple enters. The man wishes welcome in his house, explaining that he was dying of longing. The woman says that all these months he was traveling was very difficult because he was dying of longing. And then the two are kissing passionately, and soon after that the strange man the dirt of papers that was on the floor. The man pulls her, kissing, explaining that she missed her, thus calling her to the room. The couple then goes up to the second floor of the house, while the two women check if they could leave. As soon as they realize that he is free, the two leaves the Ben Harrow, making the greatest silence. The woman explains to the young woman that she could not believe that the man would have another girlfriend. The sad young woman says that she did not believe, questioning if they were together for a long time, and she replies that she did not know, but that they would discover it, now asking her to silence. Inside the room, the man acts very romantically while kissing her a lot. The woman asks if he really missed him, and he replies that yes. So continuing with his romanticism, the woman calmly explains that she was missing him so much. The man continuing conquering, until the two try to listen but end up making noise, so stealing the man's attention while his girlfriend questions what would have been. The two then hide. The man says it would have been nothing, while his girlfriend refuses, explaining that she was worried, so asking him to go see what it is. The man surrenders, explaining that he would go but that he was dying of longing, but his girlfriend says she would be waiting for him. The man will then find out what would have been that noise, while the girlfriend is waiting with many expectations. The two then make their way to the room after seeing that the man was not around. Inside the room, the two enter, thus closing the girlfriend's mouth, where she is frightened. The young woman asks to be calm because they would not do anything like this, presenting and explaining that the two were also the man's girlfriends. The woman says she wouldn't hurt her and that she would release her, asking not to scream because they would explain everything. As soon as she takes off her hand in order to talk, the girlfriend asks desperately what they wanted to say with all that, but the two ask for silence. The young woman asks only 5 minutes because it would explain everything, while the woman asks again to understand and not scream. The girlfriend then closes the door. The man tries to open, and strange attitude, so knocking on the door. The girlfriend asks him to get his bag that stayed inside the car, and the man tries to deny, saying that he had no needs, because he would pick up later, but the girlfriend insists, explaining that it was very important, because it would have a big surprise for him, and again the man surrenders, saying that he would take his bag, thus explaining and calming her, because the noise was made because of a key. The woman then returns to the place, demanding to explain everything and who they are and the reason for being there, and above the reason why the young woman is dressed in that way, questioning their virtues, but the young woman denies several times. The woman asks for calm because it was not what it seemed, so showing a picture of her and the man. The woman explains that 2 weeks ago completed 6 months of dating the man, and the young woman explains that she was already 3 months, explaining that she was only dressed like that because the man demanded, explaining that it was asked for his birthday, but she who was surprised when the woman would have entered. The girlfriend is surprised, saying that he could not be doing that with her and that the two love each other because they were married 5 years. So demotivating. The two are surprised, repeating to them even though the two were married 5 years. The young woman is angry, saying he would pay, but the woman asks for calm. The woman asks everyone to calm down and take a deep breath, because the man would pay and had a plan in mind and would tell the two. And then the woman tells all the details of the plan, so animating them. The man goes back to the room, saying it was strange to have a surprise inside the bag, and then the woman welcoming his boyfriend, saying he was missing. The man is desperate as he asks her to raise the questioning and asking for explanations about how she would have entered there. The woman replies that she did not know the reason for being treated that way because she just wanted to surprise him, so questioning who would be that bag. The man desperately replies that it was a gift for her. The woman says it was the best surprise, so hugging, but listens to his girlfriend asking if he would have found his bag. Desperately, the man takes the woman from his room without even explaining anything. His girlfriend says he took so long asking if he would have found his bag, and he replies that yes, so she charges where was the bag, and he says they're in the room, but no one finds her. And then the man apologizes and explains that it was bad in the head and must have left in the car. The man then explains that he would immediately seek, so proposing her to prepare something for the two drink because she was dying of thirst, so trying to get her distracted while thinking of something to solve that situation. The man opens the door for the woman to enter, but the young woman who appears the surprising. The man then asks what she was doing there. The young woman replies that came to congratulate him since it is his birthday. The man is lost while the young woman tries to hug, but he refuses, thus closing the door in his face. The man again opens the balcony and the woman says to have found the 2 cups. Bland. The man replies that it was very romantic. The two toast and the woman goes straight to the door, but the man interrupts her, saying she could not go out there. The woman questions the reason, but the man asks her to wait because his maid was cleaning and that if she passed there she would be angry. The woman asks if it was serious and he says yes, asking her to wait in the room but to leave on the other side. The woman says she would leave here, telling him to be careful not to kill him. Still very rough, the man is very lost, so opening the door where the young woman questions why he closed the door in his face and asking who he was talking to inside the room. The man says that his head was very perturbed and did not know what he was doing but needed her to go away immediately. The man is pressing until the exit. The man notices his girlfriend and tries to ignore her, but she realizes and asks where he was going. The man says he would have something important to explain, and she asks what would be so important. The man tries to introduce a person, but ends up realizing that there was no one there, and the girlfriend questions, saying he was not understanding. The man denies, saying that everything was fine. His girlfriend says that the snacks were almost ready, while explaining that it was very cold, so asking him to close the door of the house. The man agrees, so going towards the door. As soon as the man turns, takes a big scare, his girlfriend saying that everything was ready, and the woman who replies that she did not find any of the security guards, and the young woman who asks when they would celebrate their birthday. The man asks for calm and to breathe, so questioning what was happening, followed by the young woman. The woman and the girlfriend who repeat asking if he was okay, while the girlfriend says it was okay to ask if he wanted a remedio to improve. The 3 wish a happy birthday to the man. The man begins to go crazy, saying that he could explain everything to his girlfriend. The young woman then says that they prepared a great surprise for him, thus bursting confetti. Soon after, the woman takes the cake, going to the direction of the man, and very calmly and hatred at the same time, trying the cake, and commenting that it was his favorite flavor, so then rubbing in his face and beating him, calling idiot. His girlfriend then wishes him a happy birthday, coming very close, calling him unhappy. Desperately, the man asks his wife to let him explain. The woman questions what would explain to her, who was a cheating bastard. The young woman responds that cheated the three all this time. The man is unable to explain, while the woman asks to leave his house, making it clear that he would not take a penny from her. The woman makes it clear that he would also not touch a foot in his company, where she would even take charge of telling everyone the rotten man he was. The young woman says that she would not return the car he gave. The wife says him leave immediately, but the man kneels asking for help, because he was without a car and without a home and without a wife, could not stay. The woman replies that no matter what, and that he would live under a bridge, because he did not want to know more about him. The woman asks if she would not have heard him, so pulling him out of the house and calling him unfaithful. As soon as they manage to expel him out of the house, the two women will console the ex-wife, because really he was a miserable. The woman explains that they could not let him do that with the three. The young woman explains that women have to be photons, because these men were not worth it. The woman agrees, explaining that now they would have to celebrate for getting rid of that scum. The young woman says it was a good idea and that they could finish drinking that wine. The three come into consensus and follow their lives. Never play or take advantage of the confidence that your partner gives you. Remember to be faithful and respect her, because a wounded woman makes no effort to take revenge.